Hello everyone, welcome to L'Oreal Craft. Today I'll be showing you how to make a double puffy butterfly headband, and these are all the things that we would need for this project. Here I have 2 strands of satin fabric, and the dimension for this is 25 inches by 4.5 inches. So this length is 25 inches while the breadth is 4.5 inches. The same thing for this other one. Then this is another piece of fabric, 2 pieces of fabric. So the dimension for this one is 20 inches by 9 inches. We have the length to be 20 inches and the breadth is 9 inches, and we have 2 of that here. So another thing we will need for this project is fiber. Then we will need this trimming for embellishment. Also we need scissors, matching thread, and we need needle, tape rule, and also we need stay. So the first thing that we are going to do in this project is stitch these 2 fabric. You pick one of them, you fold it. You know, this is the right side and this is the rear side. So you fold it on the right side like this and you stitch. Secondly, you pick the other one. This is the right side facing me now. So you fold it into 2 like this and also stitch it straight like this. Now, another thing is for these 2 pieces of fabric, this is the right side. So you turn it to the rear side and you iron this stay on it all over the material. I'll also do the same on the second one. So let's go ahead and start the project. So I have the 25 inches by 4.5 inches strand stitched already, and they are open at both ends. So I'm going to use this scissors to turn it to the right side. Place one part of the fabric on the scissors and push it in. Okay, for these 2 pieces of fabric, the 20 by 9 inches fabric, I have the stay ironed to it already. I have stay ironed to both already. So what I'm going to do now is turn it like this, the right side in. I will fold into 2 equal halves, which I've done right now. Okay, so I'm going to stitch everything round, but I will leave 2 inches here, and that's to enable me to turn it to the right side when I'm done. So I'll stitch a 1/4 inch round like this. When I get here, I'll stop. I'll continue from here and I'll stop here. Note that this place too is also going to be stitched a 1/4 inch, and also I'll do the same thing with this one too. So I'll just leave 2 inches space necessary for me to turn to the right side. Alright, so for this strand too, I'm going to iron it so that it will be at the side. So I've ironed the same to the side here for the 2 strands, and for this one too, it's already sewn. So I'm going to turn it to the right side now. Use your scissors to push out the corners of this rectangle. I'll do the same thing to the second one, and I'll just go back to the electric iron and smoothing it out. So I have the 2 well pressed. So the next thing now is to close up the 2 inches that we left on the side that we used to turn it. So I'm going to use needle and thread to stitch it. I'll close it in such a way that the seam will not be visible. Alright, I have 2 openings stitched now. So the next thing to do is just to stuff these 2 strands up with fiber. Alright, so we have the 2 strands stuffed up already, and the next thing to do now is to go over to sew these 2 together, and this is the way we are going to do that. You turn the seam area of the first one to the seam area of the second one, and you would stitch straight like this. Okay, so I've sewn this side. So before I join the other side, I want to make sure that these two puffs are on each other. So I'll first use my needle and thread to join them together in such a way that the seam will not be visible. And after I'm done, I would sew the other edge of the fabric. So make sure the seam area is facing the other one. Okay, so we have the two fused together already, and the same side facing the same side, so it's well covered and in front and at the back. Pin the edges together and measure around. I'm working with 22 inches edge circumference here, so I have to make sure that I have 22 inches because this part will go inside the head. That's why I'm measuring from inside. So at this point, I need to mention that you should not take the length of these two strands for your head circumference, because when you measure it straight, it's usually, more. The length is usually more than when you fold it like this and you're trying to get your head circumference. So by the time you are cutting this strand, make sure you add 6 inches to your head circumference before you cut these strands. I hope you get what I'm trying to say now. It will still be the same 4.5 inches for the breadth or 4 inches for the breadth, but for the length, make sure you add 6 inches to your head circumference to cut it out before even putting your fiber inside. So now I would fold it here. I'm sure that this is looking good, so I'll fold like this and use my needle and thread to tack it together. I have it together now, so I'm going to use a strand of cloth to cover up this place. Let's see what it looks like. So we go over to make the butterfly design now. We'll try and pleat this like this. Alright, so I'll use needle and thread to tack it together and to tie it. I'll do exactly the same thing with this one too. The next thing now is to bring these two bows together. Good, so we have our butterfly formed already. The next thing is to use this piece of fabric to cover up this center, and also after that I'll use this piece of trimmings to embellish it. So the next thing is to embellish it. Wow, isn't it looking so beautiful? So I'm going to finish it up this way, and I'll use needle and thread to tack it down before joining it to the headband, to the double headband. Our beautiful design is ready. So the next thing to do now is to add it to our headband. So I'm just going to put it on the dummy. Yeah, so this is the outcome of our project. You see how lovely and how nice this is. You can rock it to parties and special occasions. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe and like this video for more wonderful crafts.